Hi, I'm Charlie and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be guiding you through a 15-minute yoga practice which will focus on warming the whole body and setting you up for the day. So let's begin in a seated position on the mat and come on down to the ground. You might like to crisscross the legs or maybe come into easy pose with the feet stacking one heel in line with the other and allow the knees to float out. And then I invite you to bring the hands down to the knees or the thighs. And then begin to close the eyes down or find a soft gaze. And start to tune into your breath today. Notice how the breath feels. Does it feel shallow as you breathe? Or does it feel relatively deep and relaxed? And continue to breathe at your own pace for the next few breaths. You might like to inhale through the nose and then exhale through the nose or the mouth. And just noticing what you can notice, allowing the breath to ebb and flow. And at the end of your next exhale, gently blink the eyes open. And then start to drop the chin down towards the chest. Then start to roll the left ear over to the left shoulder. And then begin to drop the chin down towards the chest once again. And then draw the right ear over to the right shoulder. So finding some neck rolls. Draw the chin down over to the left. And then draw the chin down over to the right, linking your breath here if that feels good. A couple more of these. Roll the chin down over to the left. And then roll the chin over to the right. And then start to roll the chin down towards the chest and then begin to bring the head back to center. Start to draw the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to float out to the edges of your mat, finding a seated bound angle. So have a play with drawing the heels further in towards the groin or further away from you, finding a diamond shape with the legs. Then begin to bring the left hand over to the right knee, and we'll bring the other hand behind us, finding a twist here. So use your back arm as leverage to lengthen through the spine. And with every exhale, send the gaze behind you. Feeling that lovely twist in the upper body and the deeper stretch in the left shoulder. One more breath. And then start to bring the hands back to center. We'll bring the right hand over to the left knee. The other hand comes behind us. And then start to leverage through the back arm, lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, send the gaze behind you. Couple of breaths here. Expanding through the ribs as you breathe. And then start to bring the body back to center. Bring the fingertips in front of the feet and start to walk the hands down in front of you, finding a forward fold and coming as far as feels good for the hips. So you might like to stay lifted on the fingertips or maybe come down to the forearms and draw the nose down towards the feet. Couple of breaths here, breathing into the hips. And breathing into the inner thighs. And then begin to lift the head, walk the hands back to center, start to crisscross the legs, and then we're coming into tabletop. So you might like to plant the hands down, rock forwards onto all fours, or maybe you come onto the side of the hip first. And we'll meet in a tabletop pose, shoulders over the wrists, hips in line with the knees. And then on your next inhale, begin to lower the belly down towards the mat, lift the gaze, lift the heart and the tailbone. As you exhale, round through the shoulders, chin to chest, draw the tailbone under. Inhale as you lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale as you lower the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round through the shoulders, chin to chest. And then bring the spine back to center and start to bring the hips back towards the heels. Then journey the body round in some circular motion. So starting to warm the hips, the spine, the shoulders, and the wrists. And you might like to close the eyes and just move and breathe with your body. And then slowly start to journey the body in the other direction. Perhaps noting any clicks or cracks in the hips, the spine, maybe the wrists. And then begin to come back to center in tabletop pose, finding puppy pose now. Leave the hips and knees in line with where they are and begin to walk the hands forward to the top of the mat. When you arrive, take a breath in, and as you exhale, melt the chest down, melt the forehead down to the ground. Option to keep the elbows lifted, or an option to come down onto the forearms to help release the shoulders. And take the next few moments to find your position. We'll be here for a few breaths. Feeling that stretch in the spine and stretch in the shoulders. One more breath. And then begin to lift the head. Walk the hands back towards the body, underneath the shoulders. Start to curl the toes, send the hips back towards the heels and up towards the sky. Downward facing dog. And as you arrive here, I invite you to bring some movement into this pose. So you might like to pedal the legs. Maybe take some peeks underneath your shoulders, find some twists. One more breath. And then start to come to stillness. Ground down through your left foot to the back of the mat. As you inhale, lift the right leg towards the sky, three-legged dog. Start to bend the knee and open the hip out to the side of the mat and take a peek underneath the right shoulder. You're breathing into the hip and the lower spine. One more breath. And then start to bring the knee through the midline of the body and plant the foot down in between the hands. Low lunge, lower the back knee, uncurl the toes. Rise the hands up above the head. As you do, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lower the hands, clasp the hands behind the spine, draw the shoulders back and down, lift the gaze. You're breathing into the shoulders, the heart space, and the hips, especially the back hip flexor. One more breath. And then start to bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Lift the back knee, runner's lunge. Option to place some hands on some blocks here. Coming into an extended pyramid now. On your next exhale, start to straighten through the front leg. You're welcome to lift the foot for an extra stretch. And then as you exhale, rebend the knee, lift the gaze. Start to straighten the leg, draw the chest down towards the thigh. As you inhale, lift the gaze, rebend the knee. Exhale, straighten the leg, extended pyramid. Inhale, rebend the knee, lift the gaze. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, rebend the knee. Then start to plant the hands down and take the right leg up into three-legged dog. So you're sweeping the right leg up towards the sky. Pause here. Then start to bend the knee, bring the knee through the body, coming into pigeon pose, Start to bring the right knee over to the right wrist, and then start to slide the back leg away from you. Walk the fingertips closer towards the body, and we stay lifted in pigeon pose. Take a breath in, And a breath out. Option to stay here for the next couple of breaths, or an option to start finding a bit of a flow here. So you start to bring the chest down towards the ground as you exhale. Inhale as you lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, draw the chest down. Inhale, lift. One more time, exhale. Inhale, lift the body. Good, then start to place the hands down as close to the body as you can and use them as leverage to curl the toes, the back foot, and step back into downward dog. 2 breaths here. Finding movement or finding stillness. 1 more breath. And then begin to ground down through your right foot. As you inhale, lift the left, 3-legged dog. Start to bend the knee, open the hip out towards the sky, and take a moment to take a little peek underneath that left shoulder. And 1 more breath. Good, then start to bend the knee, bring the knee through the midline of the body and plant the foot down in between the hands. Low lunge on this side, lower the back knee, uncurl the toes, rise the hands up above the head. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower the hands, clasp the hands together, draw the shoulders back and down, lift the gaze. Breathing into the shoulders, the heart space, the hips, the lower back. 1 more breath. And then start to bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Lift the back knee, runner's lunge. Pause here. On your next exhale, start to straighten through the front leg. Lift the front foot if you'd like an extra stretch. Draw the chest down towards the knee. As you inhale, rebend the knee, lift the gaze, lift the heart. Exhale, straighten through the leg. Draw the chest down towards the thigh. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, release the chest down. Inhale as you rise, maybe hearing some cracks in the body. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lift. 1 more time. Exhale, straighten the leg. Good, this time inhale, rebend the knee, plant the palms down and sweep the left leg back up into the sky, 3-legged dog. Pause here for a moment. Then start to bend the knee, bring the knee through the midline of the body, coming into pigeon pose. Draw the left knee towards the left wrist and then place the shin down on the ground and extend the right leg away from you. Walk the fingertips back towards the body, pigeon pose. So you're welcome to stay here for the next couple of breaths. This may be of enough stretch for the hips. Or start to walk the hands a little bit slightly in front of you. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, start to draw the chest down towards the front shin. Then inhale as you lift. Finding a flow here. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, lift. 1 more time. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Then start to plant the palms down, lift the back knee, and then step back into downward dog. 2 breaths here. Send the sit bones up towards the sky. 1 more breath. And then start to bring the knees down towards the mat, uncurl the toes, wide-legged child's pose. So begin to widen the knees, connect the big toes, send the hips back towards the heels. Walk the hands out in front of you, mount the chest and forehead down. Take a moment here, take a breath. And then begin to lift the head, glorify the fingertips, walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. As you arrive, take a breath in. And as you exhale, fold down over the thigh, breathing into the right side body, feeling that lovely stretch. One more breath. And then start to lift the head, walk the hands back to center, over to the other side. As you arrive, take a breath in. And as you exhale, fold down over the thigh. Couple of breaths here. Breathing into the left side body for one more breath. And then begin to lift the head. Walk the hands back to center. This time, walk the hands towards the body and then start to draw the thighs together. Sit back on the heels. Bring the hands down to the thighs in thunderbolt pose. If this isn't comfortable for the knees, you're welcome to find another seated position, maybe crisscrossing the legs. And then begin to close the eyes down. And start to tune into your breath once again. Notice how the breath feels now after some movement. And maybe noticing other physical sensations in the body. You may notice a temperature change of the skin. And maybe you can feel your heart beating a little bit faster now. Couple more breaths. And I then invite you to bring hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra and take a moment for yourself here. And we'll take one last breath together, breathing in through the nose, releasing through the nose or the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing with me on the mat today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste. Take care and see you next time.